Did you know that denied boarding incidents have surged by over 38% in 2025, and not just because of overbooked flights? Imagine showing up on time, passport in hand, ticket confirmed, and still being told you can't board. What changed? Are your rights as a traveler shrinking, or is something else happening behind the scenes? From new biometric rules and stricter behavior policies to digital red flags you didn't even know existed, today we're uncovering the 11 real reasons more travelers than ever are being stopped at the gate in 2025. And by the end, you'll know how to make sure it never happens to you. Number 1. Real ID Fiasco. For years we all thought the real ID deadline had been delayed. Again, not in 2025. TSA announced it now forces real ID licenses or passports at every checkpoint. Your old driver's license without the star is suddenly second class. If you show up with a plain license and no passport, TSA can haul you aside and even bar you from the checkpoint. TSA's rule is clear. Anyone 18 and older must show a real ID-compliant ID or be left plainless. In practice, that means stumble in with a standard license and nothing else, and you'll likely miss your flight. Many travelers didn't even realize the deadline was finally here, so it's causing a ton of surprises. Pro tip: if you don't have the real ID star, get to the DMV ASAP or bring your passport to fly. Number 2. Biometric exit mismatch. Airports are now experimenting with facial and fingerprint scans when you leave the country. It sounds cool until it backfires. A Georgetown University study warns these new biometric exit scanners are pretty error-prone. About 4% of travelers can be misidentified. At JFK, that's over 1,600 passengers wrongly flagged each day. That means innocents are often delayed or even denied boarding while agents verify them. Imagine getting told you look like a fugitive just because you changed your hairstyle. By early 2025, these exit scanners rolled out at dozens of airports, meaning thousands of Americans could get waved off flights over false no-match alerts. In plain terms, an AI hiccup in your face scan can ground you. Keep your ID photo updated and look extra sharp at exit, or you might accidentally play Guess Who with the TSA. Number 3. TSA face scan opt-out confusion. TSA says its new facial recognition checkpoints are voluntary. The catch? Mixed messages are turning optional into mandatory. Travelers can refuse the face scan, but inconsistent signage means some agents act like you have no choice. In one 2025 incident, a passenger politely declined a second TSA face scan and was threatened with police and boarding denial. It's a total catch-22. Saying I don't consent can land you off the flight. Refusing the scanner has already caused real people to miss real flights. Until TSA clears this up, go along with the mugshot camera if you want to fly. Remember, you should have the right to say no, but for now that no might just mean your boarding pass is torn up. Number 4. AI high-risk flags. It's 2025 and algorithms are catching flyers off guard. Companies now sell software that cross-checks everything about you, passport info, ticket details, even social media, and spits out a risk score. If their AI paints you as high risk, you can be yanked out of line for extra screening or flat out barred from boarding with no human explanation. Wired warns these predictive systems quietly color code passengers, and getting a red flag can limit your freedom to travel. So even with a valid passport and visa, a hidden data demon might cancel your flight. In other words, your trip could be ruined by a computer, not a human. Imagine checking in and the system's like, sorry, you're denied for reasons you'll never know. This silent surveillance is spreading globally. In 2025, more travelers and even lawmakers are waking up to the fact that airline AI is a new wildcard that can abruptly ground you. Number 5. Yellow fever vaccine mix-up. Believe it or not, that little yellow HU vaccine card can still wreck your trip. If you're flying to any country that requires a yellow fever shot, many in Africa or South America, airlines will want to see your international certificate of vaccination, also known as the yellow card. The CDC explicitly warns travelers without this valid certificate may be denied entry. In practice, airlines enforce it at check-in. The gotcha Americans sometimes forget this rule. A single yellow fever vaccine is valid for life, but the card shows an expiration date. If the gate agent thinks it's expired or missing even by a year, they'll ground you. Imagine hitting print ticket only to hear no yellow card, no boarding. It's an archaic rule, but it's still alive in 2025. Digital photos or PDFs usually won't cut it. They want the original stamp. Forgetting or misplacing that tiny green booklet is a shockingly real way to miss your flight. Number 6. CBP device search refusal. Here's a new one. If Customs and Border Protection asks to search your phone or laptop, saying no can immediately ground you. At U.S. pre-clearance zones abroad, think Toronto, Aruba, etc., CBP officers explicitly state that refusing a device search may result in being denied boarding. In plain English, cross the diving board into the U.S., even if you're American, and CBP can inspect your digital stuff before you get to security. If you balk at unlocking your devices, they can simply take you off the flight. Privacy buffs have caught on, sometimes traveling with empty burner devices to avoid this exact trap. The net effect? Guarding your data too tightly is a nearly surefire way to see your boarding pass disappear. In short, in 2025, a single word no to a CBP officer can earn you a guaranteed seat on the next flight, not the one you intended. Number 7. Digital ID and boarding pass glitches. Relying on your phone can backfire spectacularly. TSA has introduced new scanners called CAT2 units that read digital IDs and mobile driver's licenses. It's great when it works, but a disaster when it doesn't. If your mobile wallet app freezes or the boarding pass QR code won't scan, whether it's bad Wi-Fi, low battery, or whatever, you suddenly have nothing to show. Travelers report gate agents refusing them entry when the CAT2 scanner flags their digital pass. In 2025, the safe bet is to always carry a printed boarding pass and your old plastic ID. Tech enthusiasts might scoff at paper, but a glitchy app is no excuse to fly. If the machine can't verify your ticket, you're getting left behind. In short, your crumpled kiosk printout is your best friend right now. Until all these bugs are ironed out, assume digital can fail and bring backup, or watch your plane take off without you. Number 8. No UK ETA, no flight. As of January 2025, even flying to the UK requires an online permit. All US travelers must apply for a UK Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, before booking. No ETA means no boarding. Airlines are explicitly told to refuse passengers without it. Picture this. You arrive at the check-in all set to see Big Ben, and they show you a screen saying denial, ETA missing. It's caught many Americans by surprise. Even for mere connections in the UK, carriers enforce this rule. Think of it as ESTA for Britain. In practice, that tiny ETA form is now as crucial as your passport. Skip it, and the gate agent will boot you off the flight. In 2025, forgetting the UK ETA is a surefire way to have your boarding pass yanked. The fix is simple, apply online a few days ahead, but miss it and your London trip turns into a phone call home. Number 9. Missing South Korea KETA. Flying to Seoul without the KETA is a hard no. South Korea requires U.S. visitors to get a Korea Electronic Travel Authorization before departure. Airline notices flatly warned travelers without KETA may be denied boarding. It's basically the Korean version of ESTA. The e-visa only costs a few bucks and takes minutes, but skip it and the gate agent will simply refuse you. By early 2025, plenty of Americans have already learned this lesson at the last minute. Plan on that tourist spot? Double-check your KETA. The rule is absolute, no approval, no flight. Yes, you can reuse one KETA for multiple visits, but you still have to apply first. Treat that form as essential boarding paperwork. Omitting it is another quick way to watch your flight take off without you. Number 10. Outdated COVID pass. The pandemic might feel over, but legacy COVID checks still lurk. The U.S. dropped all COVID vaccine requirements for air travelers in May 2023. Yet, some airlines and airports still scan health passes. If you show an old vaccine QR code or a mismatched app, automated systems may treat it as invalid. Imagine the gate scanner sees expired and flags you as unvaccinated, even though no one legally needs to see it anymore. In 2025, carrying a digital COVID document that doesn't clearly say "not needed" can confuse agents. In practice, an outdated vaccine passport or leftover test result might trigger a no-board scenario. It's a weird pandemic hangover. Obsolete COVID paperwork, or its absence, can still cause modern boarding headaches. Unless the airline explicitly says otherwise, know that showing stale COVID docs can unexpectedly strand you. Number 11. Name game mix-up. This one sounds mundane, but it's a legit denier. TSA rules demand the name on your ticket match your ID exactly. That means middle names, hyphens, suffixes, all of it. Many people book with John Doe when their passport says John A. Doe. Usually it's fixable at check-in, but not always under time pressure. In the worst case, agents can refuse to board you for a name mismatch. Travel Plus Leisure even cautions that dropping your middle name can create a hassle. In practice, a tiny typo or omitted initial can turn into a big denied stamp. In 2025, ignoring this detail can literally cost you your seat. The cure is simple. Double-check your reservation so every letter matches your passport. Otherwise, you might find yourself grounded over something as silly as a missing initial.